In a world collapsing around him, when fear ruled the land and silence could mean survival, one man chose to walk through death, not to escape it, but to save the ones everyone else had left behind. This is the true story of the teacher who refused to run. In 1994, the African nation of Rwanda was torn apart by a brutal genocide. In just 100 days, nearly 800,000 people were murdered, not by an invading army, but by neighbors, former friends, even family members. It was one of the fastest and most horrifying acts of mass killing in modern history. The streets ran with fear, the air was filled with silence, and the world looked away. But not everyone. John R. Wooden was an American missionary and a schoolteacher. He had spent years in Rwanda teaching children in a small village school. To him, they weren't just students, they were family. He knew their stories, their laughter, their dreams. When the genocide began, foreign governments urged their citizens to leave the country immediately. John left, but his conscience didn't. He was safe, but he couldn't stop thinking about his students. Were they alive? Were they hiding? That thought haunted him. Did they think he had abandoned them? Until he made a decision, he would go back. Not with soldiers, not with weapons, alone. He packed a small bag, Bible, and he started walking. John traveled over 25 miles on foot back into one of the most dangerous places in the world. He passed through burned out towns and villages. He stepped over the rubble of homes and lives destroyed. He faced roadblocks manned by armed militias, men who did not hesitate to kill. When they stopped him, he didn't lie. He didn't run. He simply told them the truth. I'm going to get my students. Some laughed at him, some threatened him, but somehow they let him pass. He reached the school. The building was silent, windows shattered, books scattered across the floor, but hidden deep inside, beneath desks and behind doors, were children. They were starving, scared. Some were too weak to speak, but when they saw him, they cried because someone had come back for them. John gathered the children one by one. He held their hands. He whispered that they were not forgotten, this time with dozens of children walking behind him. At one checkpoint, a soldier asked him, "Are they worth dying for?" John looked at the children. Then he said, "If I die with them, at least they won't die alone." There was silence. Then the children were allowed to pass. He brought them all to safety. He didn't wear armor. He didn't fire a gun. He didn't have a rescue team. But he had courage. He had love. Many of those children grew up to become teachers themselves. Doctors, parents, leaders, and they all remember the man who walked through a nightmare just to bring them home. John R. Wooden didn't save the whole world, but for them, he was the world.